If you've ever flared brake tubing on a car, the chances are is that you've used one of those auto parts store units before. It takes you 5 times to get one good flare and they're really just a pain to use. Well, our solution to that was the professional flaring tool. Now this is a turret style unit, which basically means all the actions are on one die, so you're not swapping out dies between every step of the flare. This is a really easy unit to use and you produce perfect flares every time. But before we get into how to use it, let's talk about why you want to use it. First off, you're going to be able to create single, double, and bubble flares with this unit. You can do it in steel, stainless, and all those softer metals. You can also use this tool to create flares for transmission lines, fuel lines, and of course, brake lines. Now you know why you need it, let's take a look at how to use it. 3 things that you should have in front of you before you do any flare is a cutting tool, a deburring tool, and dye lubricant. Now, the cutting tool is the most important because it's going to make sure you get the best edges. You can always solve that by using the deburring tool. You can do it on the inside and the outside. This is just going to ensure that you get the best quality flares. Now with that, you should always try to use dye lubricant. This is going to make sure the operation is smooth and nothing happens to the metal when you're creating a flare. If you have those 3 things, it's going to be really easy to create a perfect flare. Like I said, this unit can do a bunch of different flares. We actually also offer the 37-degree dye. You can do all your specialty fittings. But for today, I'm just going to do a regular double flare on some 3/16" tubing. As you see, I've already put some lubricant on it and deburred this end. So all we're going to do to get this started is drop this into our retaining dies. Make sure you have the correct size retaining dies for your tubing or else this won't work. Next up, you're actually just going to push the tubing out farther than it's going to be. I'll explain why in a second. You can drop your retainer back down. So you're going to tighten this up till it's snug but not tight. You still want to be able to move the tubing. So there you go, just snug. Now, the reason it's sticking out farther is because operation 0 is actually going to make everything flush in the unit. So you pull the handle. Now that that's tight, you can go ahead and lock your retaining down and let off. All right, now we're ready to start our flare. So all we do now is go to operation 1 at 3/16. It's the right tubing, make sure that's tight, and pull the handle till it stops. You'll feel it and you'll know when to stop. Next, operation 2 for 3/16" tubing. Pull the handle till it stops, and you're done. It's that easy. Pull everything out, pull off your retaining thing, and perfect double flare every time. If you want to stop struggling with flaring tubing or you want to learn more about this tool or any other brake tools we offer, you can follow the link that appears on screen.